Hey guys, it's Dave here. Hope you've had a good weekend. It's Sunday right now as I'm filming this, getting ready for another big week in the markets coming up. I just wanted to do another video talking about my portfolio, how things are going, ask how your portfolio has been going, and what you've been doing lately in the markets. For me, it's finally turned around a bit lately, which is a bit of a relief. We had a tough go for quite a few months, and things have been looking up lately. We don't know if it'll last, if this is just, bear market bounce and we're still going to go lower. I mean, I can't predict it, but I have to say I have been enjoying the month of green. I generally think that I'm an investor with a pretty strong stomach who can handle a lot of volatility, but it was still really tough even for me. Obviously, the title and thumbnail of this video is in reference to a previous one I made talking about my portfolio, showing it up here, how everything was horrible, and now everything feels good again. It's crazy what a few months can do in the market. We did get through it, and things are looking up lately, at least. So I just wanted to share some information on my portfolio, talk about how the overall markets are doing, and how I'm thinking about the markets right now. So let's dive into it. So it's been an amazing January for me in terms of my portfolio's performance. I'm not giving away the exact percentage right here, but you'll definitely see my returns for the quarter if you sign up for our investing competition. And I have to say right now, I think I'm throwing down the gauntlet for Q1. I had a horrible full year 2022, a horrible Q4 2022 for sure, but honestly, my Q1 results have been great so far. Obviously, a lot of that is bouncing back from horrible results, but I think I'm going to take you down in Q1 there, Mark, or maybe Parth, anyone else who is participating. I'm feeling pretty confident so far. So we'll see how this plays out. If you haven't signed up for investing competition for 2022, it's not too late. There is a link to the Discord server down below where we all track our returns for the year and for the quarter, see who comes out on top. It's just for fun, really. But yeah, great performance for me in the month of January. Not too shocking because two of my biggest stocks are Rocket Lab and Tesla, and both have performed quite well for the month. So glad to see that after a quite depressing 2022, to be honest with you. Just seeing the value of the portfolio dropping is never fun. And yeah, so now we're looking at a 1 year total rate of return, still bad, but a lot more digestible for me, at least, of negative 29%, as we are kind of starting to bounce back from the horrible lows. Fun to see, and I'm much more comfortable with this kind of a level during a bear market period, especially considering the types of returns I had over the past 5 years. Even though this looks really bad, putting it into further context, looking further back, it's really not that bad. And seeing a bit of a bounce back, even if it's temporary, is comforting. Looking at Tesla, one of my bigger positions, it had an absolutely horrendous run there, dropping from, around 250 levels to around 100. So that's like over a 50% drop. And for one of the biggest positions in my portfolio, you can imagine it's extremely painful. I do know it's a very volatile stock, and I come to expect that. So do kind of expect it to, but I have to admit I didn't expect it to drop this low. So I guess you Tesla bears out there, you won this round. However, we did have an extremely nice January, going from around 110-ish to up at around 190, kind of pushing the 200 levels here. So really almost say 90% return in like a month, or maybe a bit less, but still extremely significant. Very, very nice to see that after the horrible run we've had. And of course, let's not forget about Rocket Lab here. We were down below 4, so we were in the 3s, which to me is like prime buying opportunity. Anytime you can get Rocket Lab in the 3s, I would do it. Unfortunately, I didn't have any money really to invest back early January, so I've just still kept my same position. But I have to admit, it is nice to be in the green on Rocket Lab. So we're at 531 now. Obviously, a great performance for the stock in the month. My average cost basis is around 4.5. I guess it could be lower. I would have liked to average down a little bit, but as I said, I didn't have a ton of cash, and I am comfortable with the position size I've taken in Rocket Lab. I'm comfortable with my average cost basis. I think in the long run, owning it at $4.50 per share over the next few years should do very well. You know, obviously $3.90 would be better, but I think in the long run you're going to look at, 60 cents per share difference. Like it's great either way. So we'll see how it pans out. Obviously, this may not be the end of the bear market. We could see the stock dipping again. Remains to be seen. I really can't predict these short-term swings. I just like the company and like the long-term vision, and I'm happy to be in the green for a change on this one. Next up, just looking at the overall position here, we after hours we're at 531, and we can see that I have a gain on the stock of $7,000. As I mentioned, we're up 16%. Nice to see. You guys who bought higher, you do have my sympathy. I mean, it's been a really tough market. And Teddy, you're not helping. So if you did buy it higher up, I know it's been a tough market. I hope you were able to average down a little bit without making the position too large a part of your portfolio. Everyone has to make that judgment call on your own. I think in the threes, as I said, has been a great buying opportunity, and it's nice to see it in the fives. I'm not going to lie. I hope we have a great 2023 for Rocket Lab for sure. And then just talking about the Fed, I think the overall markets really did well. Obviously, it's not just these two stocks moving; they move with the markets. It's all in a greater context. And we had a Fed rate decision meeting February 2023. Initially, it was seen kind of negatively, and then things turned around, became more positive. So I had a few quotes that I found interesting in the post-meeting statement. Noted that inflation has eased somewhat but remains elevated, which is a little change to previous language, a little softening there, saying it has eased but remains elevated. It's a little better than how they phrased it before. And then this down below sounded kind of big, where Jerome Powell, chair of the Fed, said, we can now say, I think, for the first time that the disinflationary process has started. Really like to hear that, obviously. I think we've seen it in the data to some degree, although some people are a little unhappy with how hot the jobs market still is. But I think the disinflationary period at least has started, according to Jerome Powell. So, that has definitely helped the stocks. And really just feeling a lot better about the start of 2023 and hoping there's, better things to come than we've experienced the last, 2 years or so. So those are just my thoughts for the month. A bit of a sigh of relief here. Great performance from my portfolio after a rough run of it, and obviously happy to be in the green on Rocket Lab. Happy to see the company performing well. I do hope they start to outpace some of those other space companies that really haven't performed as well as they have. I'd love to hear your cost basis, how you're thinking the stock will perform in the coming year, and just what you've been doing with your portfolio. I'd love to have those conversations down in the comments below. There are still a lot of bears out there in the stock market right now. A lot of people think this is a bit of a mirage and we're going to see another harsh drop. A lot of well-known people, so we'll have to brace for that potentially and wait to see. But I do definitely enjoy these good times when they're happening. If you haven't already, please consider hitting subscribe down below to help out the channel. Thank you, Teddy. Hope all of you have a great week. Have a great week on the stock market. Teddy says hi. Say hey, Teddy. And I'll see you guys for new videos soon. Bye for now.